You're listening to a news summary from PolicyDeck.news. Pakistan's jailed former Prime Minister Imran Khan now faces what his supporters describe as a political life sentence. After cumulative convictions across multiple cases pushed his total imprisonment to around 60 to 65 years. The latest blow came this week when a trial court sentenced Khan and his wife Bushra Bibi to 17 years each in the Toshakhana tattoo case. The judge stated in his written verdict that he was being lenient due to Khan's age and Bushra Bibi being a woman. Language critics say reflects a punitive mindset rather than judicial restraint. The case involves a Bulgari jewelry set received from the Saudi royal family in 2021. Prosecutors allege the gift was undervalued, improperly deposited in the state Toshakhana, and unlawfully retained. Khan's defense argues he paid the officially assessed value through the prescribed process, and that any incorrect valuation was the responsibility of government officials, not the recipient. Lawyers further contend that the conviction relies on legal amendments introduced in 2023, which were retroactively applied to conduct from 2021, a move they say violates fundamental criminal law principles. The manner in which the verdict was delivered has raised serious procedural concerns. After months of adjournments, defense lawyers were informed late at night that the court would sit the next morning. Final arguments were not completed. Only one defense lawyer was allowed inside the jail courtroom, and family members were barred. The judge reportedly arrived with a pre-written 65-page judgment, read it out, and left without addressing next legal steps. Earlier remarks by the Islamabad High Court had already questioned whether any law in force at the time criminalized the alleged act, reasoning that had appeared to favor Khan. Supporters say the case exemplifies selective accountability, pointing to past instances where other political leaders retained state gifts or vehicles without prosecution, as well as the military's opaque handling of gifts, which does not fall under Toshakhana rules. Authorities reject claims of political targeting and insist the courts are acting independently. From jail, Khan reacted calmly. According to aides and journalists with access, he smiled on hearing the verdict, instructed his lawyers to appeal, and reiterated that his struggle is rooted in the rule of law, not personal grievance. He again distinguished between Pakistan's armed forces as an institution and what he calls a small group of senior generals misusing power, warning that framing the conflict as PTI versus the army would only strengthen those at the top. These warnings have gained traction as domestic repression intersects with foreign policy disclosures. Journalists who track Pakistan's civil-military relations argue Khan's removal was partly driven by strategic disagreements with Washington, including his refusal to align with the Abraham Accords and resistance to granting expanded U.S. military access. A Reuters report said Pakistan offered troops for a proposed post-war Gaza stabilisation force. The issue escalated when U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio publicly stated that Pakistan itself initiated the offer, contradicting Islamabad's earlier attempts to downplay the report. Senior ruling party figure Rana Sanola later confirmed that Army Chief Asim Munir was on a U.S. visit, undercutting official denials of engagement. Critics argue Khan's unusually severe sentencing serves a dual purpose: neutralizing Pakistan's most popular political challenger, while minimizing domestic resistance to sensitive foreign alignments, including Middle East security cooperation. The military denies any link between domestic legal cases and foreign policy. For Khan's supporters, the Toshakhana II verdict is not an isolated legal outcome, but part of a broader strategy of political neutralization marked by compressed trials, retroactive laws, selective enforcement, and information control, raising fears of deepening polarization and long-term damage to the rule of law.